Okay, we're gonna break down and we're gonna set up for Nick. He's gonna be the last band going for us. But if you guys could just do me one favor, I know that there's a lot of us in here and there's lots to talk about and you guys have lots to say. But if you guys could please just do me a huge favor and bring your volume down to complete silence. We're gonna take a few words from Pete's brother, and I think that we should all really give him our attention and not be speaking while he's speaking, please. Thank you so much.
And don't forget, there's 50/50 raffles over here. Make sure you get your tickets. Get 50/50 raffles over there. And anything else I got going on, make sure you'll get into that.
So for those of you who don't know, I'm Pete's brother, Ron. And I know everybody didn't know Pete, but all these bands are here, all these musicians are here because of him. So in a way, you guys do know Pete because he's really one of them. So for those of you who don't know, again, I'm Pete's brother, Ron, and I am absolutely touched that all of you came out to this tribute. And it really is a tribute to his life. His wife, Marilee, asked me to say a few words about Pete's life and share some stories about growing up with him. Maybe you haven't heard. So, but before you hear that, and some more good music from the musicians he played, I would just like to take this opportunity myself to thank the good Lord for the 72 years that I had with him. And the fact that he touched and the fact that he touched so many of your lives in special ways. Lord, in recalling the gift that you gave to us, that we knew as my brother Pete, we remember him as a son, a brother, a husband, a father, an uncle, a cousin, and a friend. As evidenced by those around us here today, he had a positive influence on everyone he met, and we are all better people because of it. Lord, continue to provide us with your gift of grace and bless us so that we may strive to be better people tomorrow than we are today. We ask this in your name. Amen. So growing up with my brother Pete seemed to be a pretty unremarkable childhood. We had our disagreements as kids, of course, and we seemed to fight at least once a week, mostly wrestling, until one day it stopped. It wasn't until much later that I figured out it was probably because I was bigger than him now, and he stopped picking on me. We did our share of stupid things together, like partially hammering in these huge nails into the top of my father's wooden step stool so no one else can use it. I still can't figure that one out. But my father was really pissed at us, and after giving us a verbal thrashing, he made us pull out every one of those nails so he can use it again. Just stupid. Together we enjoyed making go-karts out of baby carriage parts so we can recklessly speed down the hill that we lived on. Eventually our parents bought us used bicycles. As the older brother, Pete got the cool 3-speed. I got the single speed. I was following him one day on my bike as he reached the top of our hill with some speed, and as he started down the hill, he tried to negotiate a left turn. Well, needless to say, he didn't make it. He hit the curb and went flying head over heels onto the front lawn of the corner house. Well, it wasn't very funny at the time, but it sure is now. As we got older, I realized Pete was a pretty smart guy.
He seemed like he breezed through school without even trying. And his attempts to help me understand math and most everything else failed miserably. He was always generous with his time and his talent, and he didn't complain too much as I burned out his clutch trying to learn to drive his car. At this time, as we were growing up, we were taking music lessons, starting with the piano, and Pete found his love of the saxophone when he was very young. We eventually formed a dance band together and called ourselves the Satins. We played weddings and occasions for about 5 years through our teens and early 20s. When we met our wives, got married, got real jobs, raised our families, and put the Satins on hold. After Pete's retirement, he immersed himself into his music and began playing sax at local bars and venues around Lancaster, where he met all of these wonderful musicians that you're hearing today. So let's all raise a glass to celebrate Pete's life and listen to some more great music. Here's to Pete.